All right, welcome to Seeing Scarlet, y'all. Today, it's not just us. You see somebody else. We previewed it. We warned you. We have an actual soccer analyst with us today, former Texas Tech soccer player, Bridget Rogers, with us. She's going to talk all about soccer. We're going to learn a little bit about her story while she was at Texas Tech, as we do on this podcast, of course, but we're also going to let her talk a little bit about that Texas game last week. We're not going to spend much time on it. It's over. It's done with. Doesn't matter. And then we're going to talk all about the NCAA tournament and get her takes on that. So that's coming up. Also, shout out Lady Raider basketball just workshop 95-53 in their first game of the season. That is more points than they scored in a game all of last season. Hype for them. We're going to do clips. We're going to do all the things at the end of this after we talk lots of soccer with Bridget. So don't worry, we'll get to that. Volleyball has games on Thursday and Friday in Lubbock, so go to those if you can. Basketball is also home on Friday. Do what we're going to do. Go to the soccer game. Go to basketball second half after soccer does what they do at 6 o'clock in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Go buy your tickets now. Pack the house. So I think that's all the stuff. Football on Saturday in Kansas. If I missed anything, sorry. We're excited to get going. So.
Lots of things go. Yeah, Bridget!
I'm happy to be here.
We are so stoked to have you here. And Red Raiders, y'all may know her. Bridget, you were Bridget Jenkins back when you were at Texas Tech. Yeah. So if that's a familiar name, because it makes sense. Bridget played for the Texas Tech Red Raiders back 2011 to 2014, 2015. We're talking about that. And y'all, what I have read about Bridget. And Bridget, no, dude, you were competing with the best. We were talking about it before we started going live. Janine Becky and Vic Eason, like the list goes on. And Bridget, you were also named among those legends in how you played as a defender for Texas Tech. So I'm excited to talk to you about your career and about your time at Texas Tech, and also about what you're up to now. Because,
oh my God,
y'all, Bridget, she's her. That's what I have to say.
She's doing the thing. She's doing all the things.
I'm tired is what I am.
Hey, honestly,
retweet.
Our guardian angels are so tired too of like keeping so many things away from us. Everybody's tired. Everybody's tired. So Bridget, welcome to the show. We're excited, obviously, to talk to you more. But let's think about back when you were here at Texas Tech, and tell us who Bridget was back then. And I know if I was asked this question, I would not say anything. But you were doing a lot cooler stuff. You were doing a lot of cooler stuff back then. So tell us who Bridget was back in the day, and then tell us who Bridget is now.
Well, back in the day, so originally I'm from Fort Worth, Keller, so where Macy Blackburn's from. Got recruited.
Legend.
Right. When I saw that, I was like, shout out, girl. Yes. But no, came out to Lubbock. And actually, my older sister was looking for a law school at the time.
Oh, my, perfect.
And so she literally was like, okay, well, I'll go to law school at Tech when you're a freshman. So I had my sister here from my freshman year to my junior year. And then my little sister ended up coming to Tech.
Oh, my God, Bridget.
And so, so all 4 years I was here, I had all my sisters here. And
that is so cool.
It was like we had no affiliation with Texas Tech either. It was just on my visit, it was funny because, it's still Tom. And so on my visit, Tom basically sold my little sister to Brooke. I know. And
that man is playing chess, y'all. He ain't playing chess.
He didn't even get just me. He got my sister. He got my parents come out. My
just bring them all. Bring them all.
He needs to send an invoice to Texas Tech, Tom Stone, and get that recruitment dollars.
Really. No, but came to Lubbock, and it's crazy coming in because you're on your own. Like you have to grow up so fast, and then getting used to being a student athlete is a whole nother level. It's so hard. Hard. And then I was a center back, like we talked about. Right. And so that position's a lot of pressure. Any center back will tell you, because you're like, besides the goalie, you're that last line of defense. So it was,
don't we know from the season to we see how important that position is. But okay, so high pressure. Yes.
Yeah. And I wish I could go back in time and like give little Bridget a hug, saying like, hey, like those mistakes you made in your game, like whatever happened here, like, because it's so tough being an athlete, because those mistakes weigh so much on you and all of that. But like the good times are great, the bad times are bad. So it's just college, being an athlete is tough, but it's so rewarding. It's so rewarding. And so I wish I could go back and tell little me, like, everything's going to work out. Like, it's totally fine.
Oh my gosh, Bridget.
I'm not trying to get all sentimental, but like thinking back to college and all that, like I get so much FOMO watching these girls play. I'm like,
I bet.
Man.
I miss it.
Yeah.
It's so cool to see like how generationally impactful your Texas Tech has been for you. And
we talk about all the time, my family and I. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it makes so much sense. And I love hearing about your journey with Texas Tech, and I think a really cool connection. And you're talking about too of the pressures of college, and not only that, but like you're 18, 19, like you're supposed to have it all figured out. So I love thinking about Bridget now, giving little baby Bridget a hug.
I know
it makes so much sense. And with your time in the program, and we've already said, you know, some Olympians and World Cup players and things like that, but if you could think back and when you started to recognize like how special of a team that was during pretty much your entire career, part of the buildup, and getting to the NCAA tournament for the first time in program history, and knowing how much this current team has just been breaking records, history books are just obliterated by them. Like, what does that feel like for you after being part of another special year like that, another special chapter?
The start
the whole thing. It's crazy.
Inaugural.
Because we made it. We made it to the NCAA tournament for the first time my sophomore year, and then my senior year we go to the Sweet 16, which is it's just crazy, like what can happen. And like it's just, I know how these girls feel, and I know the excitement that goes into it, and the fact that they even get to host games. Like, there's no better feeling to host an NCAA game, because I mean, Tech soccer hasn't been here in so long with the COVID years, and then just, you know, traveling for the NCAA games. It hasn't been in the cards for them. But like, this team like deserves it. These girls deserve it. They've done so well over their time span, and especially the older girls, Madison White, Hannah Anderson, all those girls. Like
the grannies.
They call themselves grannies in our interviews.
So good.
Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop.
Granny. Three grannies right here.
Grannies, it's us. Hello.
We dress like grannies on Friday, and we'll show up like that.
That'd be hilarious. Let's do it.
Hey, you have a fan. You have a fan in the chat, Bridget. We were just talking about him.
Where is
Mateo?
that?
Mateo, it's on the screen now. It says hi, Bridget.
Oh, I see it. Hey. Oh.
You'll get to meet him at the tailgate on Friday, maybe.
Ratty Maddie.
That's right. Ratty. Yeah. That's it. Wow. Okay. Wait, keep going. I was still in it.
No. I mean, we could go off and talk about anything. Anyway, we're like all ADD
we got all the time
right
in the world. What is sleep? Seeing Scarlet after dark. Let's do it.
No, but like, these girls are about to experience something they have never experienced. Like, I can think back to when we had so much success in the tournament, and like think back to key moments, like when we beat Auburn, playing Florida, like our last moments. That was our last game ever. And just the experience, like, it's so fun. And like, the home crowd, I know, is going to be amazing, because the whole athletic department is behind this team right now. They've had so much success this year. I mean, we've got people traveling from North Carolina, going to Austin, driving 6 hours. Holy smokes! Like,
with a stranger, we got commitment. We got commitment.
These girls deserve this. It's going to be such an awesome moment for them, and it makes my heart so happy. I'm excited to watch them and how everything goes.
Wow.
I got a question about this season, not to interrupt. I know Sibby has.
No, you're fine.
So this might go weaving in and out, but since you brought up this year's team, what were your expectations for this team before the season? Because I think we all thought they would be good. And at what point during the season were you like, oh shit, they're really good?
Yeah. And so, you know, starting off the season, the beginning of the season is always rocky. And so, who was it? Arizona State, I believe.
We don't talk about them either.
That was in the middle. We started the season with New Mexico, the draw on the road that we don't talk about. Don't talk about.
It was New Mexico.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
That game.
So we don't talk about
but
that.
We looked great in that game, right? Like, I was like, oh my gosh, we look great outside of the
right.
I
think it finally just clicked for the girls, like what it's going to take to get to where they are now. And it's just like kind of a moment. And I'm sure Tom brought them in. I'm sure Hannah, Nick all brought them in, and we're like, hey, we have to play at a certain level to get where we want to go. And I think I've heard Hannah talk about that. Like, you can win one game, but that's not going to get you, you know, a Big 12 championship. You have to win so many. And so it really is just, I don't know. I think, I always have faith in Tech. Like, there's those fans who are like, man, I don't know how Tech's going to be this year. I'm always like, they're going to be the best team. They're going to be, like, when I saw this preseason polls come out, I was like, I was so offended. I was like,
absolutely.
I
got chills right now because I got so offended. I was like, no way. Like, the fact that they're, what was it, 6th? Like, get real. Get real. 5th.
Boring.
My facts are all wrong right now.
I even got mad. I didn't play. I was like, I feel like
I'm
we at
seeing
least
red.
deserve
You're seeing Scarlet.
Like top 3. Come on now, at least. But whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So no, they just progressed so well, and it, you know, getting to actually see the games and kind of talk through them and see them, it's so fun. Like, they're so talented. That group is. I don't think I've seen this talented of a group come through in a long time.
And
I think Tom Stone begrudgingly mentions the COVID year team could have been that talented, but because nobody could play, we never got to see it.
Yep.
And so now you're finally getting to see like this much talent on the field.
Exactly.
It's been so much. We've been absolutely spoiled. This is the first year of this podcast existing. So for our first season to cover them every game, it's like, wow, we're very spoiled to start with this year for sure.
Thanks, Bridget. We appreciate you. And you,
that's nice of you to say.
But you were killing it too, you know, back in the day. So I want people to know, if y'all are listening, like Bridget was her, like she's, I think like we read just like a consistent defender and having such a profound career. And I think about, because we were talking before we hit live, we're all in the same, we all went to Tech at the same time. And so being at this age, it's been 84 years. I'm talking like, you know, but
it's amazing we're all awake right now.
I know.
I'm
Bridget's like, I'm trying to get off of here quick. But to be in our perspective and to see this team, and you're talking about it now, like, you know how that feels, and you know what it can mean, and now you're getting to relive it in a lot of different ways as a fan, as an analyst. Like, you have so many different layers, which I just think is so cool to add to your human experience. But what would you say, like, what kind of impact did playing on this team have on you back then? But like, what about now? Like, what can you say from your time playing made an impact on you?
I mean, being a college athlete, you're held to an incredibly high standard. It teaches you so many life skills for after work, and you don't really realize that until you get there. You go through good times. Like I said, you go through hardships during your 4 years. I mean, your coaches are there watching you grow up into a young adult, you know? And so, you know, I always tell my girls and all of that, like, going through college soccer and like having this like strong, because like fitness tests were like so much pressure and so much work. Like, it's just so much. It was so good, but it was a lot. And
do you still like get the heebie-jeebies when you hear the phrase beep test?
Oh my gosh! My hairs on my back of my neck just stood up.
I will legit like get shivers down my spine when someone says beep test. And I wasn't even a soccer player, so y'all's standards were way higher than basketball. But
I had my girls do it now. My high school girls, and they
pass it on. Pass it on.
It's not as bad.
Yeah, so you're the head coach for the Lubbock Cooper girls soccer team, right? Like, dude, soccer's just been such a huge part of your life.
It is.
Literally.
It's like you grow up playing, and it's like your identity. And so finding something outside of it, like, I have my master's in sport management. I wanted to be like the boss girl and work with a professional sports team. Like, I interned with the Cowboys. Like, I thought I was gonna like climb this ladder and be just so cool. Like, and then I was like, hold on, let's slow things down. Like, you know, let's get it, you know, good, touch reality again. And so I was like, but like, I feel like your impact that's cool to do for sure. That would have been fun, but I feel like your impact was meant to be doing this. Just all the stuff you were talking about earlier, like wanting to talk to your 18 to 22-year-old self and all the things you were saying. Like, I was sitting there thinking, like, that's got to be so beneficial now as a coach of even younger players to be like, hey, you think that you're struggling right now, like, you're fine. Well, like, that's bigger picture here. You're going to be okay. Exactly. And that's like, even like when you said like, how does that help you now? Like, you go through so many hardships as an adult, like
Oh my
life
girl,
is just
we're tired.
we're tired.
We're so sleepy.
But like, Macy going through her injuries, like
Yeah.
this will like teach her such a like a resiliency when she gets older, when she goes through so many different things. Like, I'm strong enough to get through this. Like, I have the strength to get, like, it's just, I've been through this. I can get through this. Like, as I don't know, it sounds cheesy, but it teaches you this like inner strength that you have that helps you like in every aspect of life. And that's like, I don't know. It's just so beneficial.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is.
You're talking to Shelby here, who like talks all the time on this show and about like the mental aspect of the game and how that of course that transfers over. Of course.
So, and that was like the biggest part for me, because I was like such a head case. I was like, chill out, girl.
Weren't we all?
We're fine.
I know. We got to get to this age to recognize that now.
Right, exactly.
But we get there.
I hope these girls know, like, it's gonna be fine. Like, enjoy the time that you're in right now, because you're gonna miss it so much when you're looking back at it.
Yeah, that's like this team especially. This team especially, like we've talked about that on here. Like, I think they did a good job celebrating the Big 12 championship, and they're obviously passing down. But I was afraid they weren't going to. As much as they're like, "What's next? What's next?" I'm like, "My God, somebody force this team to take a team picture with some confetti." I will go to Iowa myself and force them to celebrate. But I was happy that Tom Stone like let them have their
was something going on.
Yeah. Every time we talk to them, like, yeah, that's cool, but like,
we gotta focus on next one.
I'm like, you just won undefeated. Like,
program history.
That's so funny.
It is. So like the component of your experience to like these high school girls, like who you're coaching now. They're so lucky, dude. Like, oh my God, like to get to learn from you. And
I love those girls, man. I'll tell them.
They love you too, y'all. If Bridget, if y'all follow her on social media, I think I see some tags or retweets from you from the team, and it's so clear how much you care, and honestly like how important that is, because I've talked to so many athletes who had coaches that like ruined their love for the game, and I think I know Shelby, they're there, Shelby, they're there, but like, and everybody can think about, most people can think about a coach that has been really impactful, and and we just know that that's you're that for so many of
Thank
the
you.
future.
I appreciate that.
Nah, I got you. I'm your number one fan. Look at my title here, Bridget.
Somebody on Twitter, KTXT shout out, said on Twitter that they love your title of actual soccer analyst. LOL, actual soccer analyst.
They understand. So Bridget, when you're watching your girls grow up, you're watching our Texas Tech Red Raiders grow up, where do you see the sport of soccer going in the future? Like, either with Tech soccer, or what are you expecting like 5-10 years from now from the game?
It's
and
growing so much, right? It's it's growing in areas that hasn't really had soccer before. I mean, for instance, where we're at now, Lubbock has not had soccer really at all, and now we've got club teams coming in. We've got so many different smaller clubs, and they're traveling to Dallas. And it's crazy, because like, even like Tom will talk about it, like they just want to be so involved with the community, so they have their little Red Raider Academy that kind of gets those kids started. Like, they're just building up soccer so much, and it's not even a sport, like, if you want to go far with it, but socialization for kids and all the things. Like, it's so good for kids, and I love that it's growing, because we just like, for instance, I've got athletes who don't really play club, and I've got 2 girls going to LCU. Like, I've got a girl committed to A&M. Like,
let's go.
The fact that I was going to bring it up, like, like a Power 5.
Yes. Like, the fact that these little Lubbock kids, small town Lubbock kids, are going to these
let them know
schools, right? Like, you're taking a stance and like showing like, hey, us Lubbock kids can
Texas.
play, like, right? And not even just Lubbock, but everywhere. Like, soccer has just grown so popular, and like, obviously the U.S. women's national team leads that. Like, that's everybody. Like, even like, I feel like that trumps the men's national team. It's just it's grown so popular, and I love it. I love it, because now, like, when we're at home, we don't like. I turn soccer on our big screen. Colton's watching his games. My husband on his phone. Like soccer.
Yes,
soccer takes priority on the big screen.
He gets it. He gets it.
So he watches. He's into it. He's like has his phone like this, watching this game, but he's looking at the soccer game. It's bringing in so many people who haven't like really watched soccer, and now they're getting so involved. Like I love it.
Yeah,
we've seen that a lot this year just with Texas Tech soccer, and like we've kind of made that like our mission is we would like pick a different fan every week and like, hey, I don't know if he's listening, Jeremy, if you're listening, he's a big Texas Tech soccer fan, but midway through the season I'm like, Jeremy, he didn't watch. I'm like, Jeremy, just promise me. This was after the Texas win and the Baylor win that weekend.
Okay, tune
into the next game. It was Oklahoma. And tell me that you don't just like fall in love with soccer. And then that ended up being like the ugliest half of soccer. Remember that first half of soccer?
It was not our best.
Why'd you make me watch this?
And he was like, this is great. And I'm like, okay, well, if you loved that, sir, just wait. Because the way Oklahoma was playing us, I was like, just wait until we open it up again.
It was rough.
And so we've seen that from other people all year. Is like, if you just get people to watch, especially this team this year, it's just a fun brand. They're a fun brand of soccer to play.
Yes,
for sure.
Exactly.
We're
100%.
Very spoiled watching this team, but a lot of people have watched this team, and I know that they're going to be fans. Like the players, I hope they know that if they ever hear that or are listening to these things, like they've made an impact on Texas Tech fans.
Oh yeah,
I mean they're going to watch next year because of this year's team, no matter what happens next year.
Oh yeah, I mean Tech fans are like, hey, like maybe we should watch the soccer game. I haven't really been to one before. Like they're in the NCAA tournament. Like I'm sure there's going to be plenty of new fans that are going to be out there, and it's
they better be.
Oh yeah, and they So
it's going to be so pumped. Good.
I'm pumped.
I say less because I don't even know if we've talked about it as much as we should be talking about it, but Texas Tech making it to the NCAA tournament this year, a huge hype. And Bridget, like what you were talking about earlier, we get to host, and that's going down, y'all, this Friday. What time is the match?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Oh, let's go!
I don't know why it's an hour early.
5 o'clock now, so it's a night game.
It's an hour early.
So really, really exciting, and I think we'll definitely talk about who they're up against. FGCU, Florida Gulf Coast University.
We have Ryan in the chat.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. We'll talk about the tournament, but maybe let's talk a little bit about Tech soccer, the Big 12 tournament, knocked out by the University of Texas, and it's what can we say about it? We lost, and we're already moved on because we're talking about this NCAA tournament that we're here. But we do have Bridget here, and we're so excited.
An actual soccer analyst.
Because we have an actual, y'all, she's big time. Y'all are in for a treat. And Bridget, we have a clip for you. The goal that the University of Texas scored on us, which we held them to a 1-0 loss at least. But we'll play this clip of Trinity Byers, an excellent player for the University of Texas.
She's good.
She's good, y'all. And then
easily one of the best in the nation.
Easily.
Someone draft the girls so we don't have to deal with they're going to the SEC.
Right.
We're done.
Get out of here.
And then we'll get your thoughts, Bridget. So let's hit the clip, Shelby. We'll see. Yeah. Texas Tech obviously.
Filters through to Byers. She has range. Finds room, and Trinity Byers.
It's tough.
She's good.
I mean, and it's hard defending someone on the dribble like that. She's so fast. She's like not even deceivingly fast. Like the fact that she got that ball at half field and took it all the way to the top of the 18 versus you see 4 defenders on her is absolutely wild.
It's ridiculous.
Absolutely wild. And I don't even think she's left foot dominant. I think she's right foot dominant. So the fact that she hit that lower right corner, she had someone trailing her, 2 people in front of her, another person coming in, and still made that shot. It just shows how good she is, and should have, the Texas Tech defenders have stepped a little earlier. Yeah. But I mean, when you're going against a player like that, if you step and dive in, then there's another opportunity for them to score. It's just one of those things. But then again, like you're faced up against one of the top forwards coming at you.
About to say
your hips when you're trying to open, like poor Cassie probably tried to turn and go. And she just, Trinity just, it's,
and that ball looked like it took a weird bounce off of someone too. Like I don't think she expected it to bounce.
Right.
It kind of bounced to her feet a little bit, unlucky as well.
Well, and almost was a great save by Madison. She read that perfectly. I think timing-wise, if she would have got down a little earlier, which I mean, the fact that she got down that fast, holy smokes! Like
that's a good point, Bridget. Yeah,
like
she
was
nearly
there.
got it.
She was
if they didn't have the back view on this, but they showed a back view at some point in this game, and she like nearly got her paw on it there.
Oh yeah. Well, and the fact that she read that ball with all those Texas Tech players in front of her is absolutely wild. Like
she stays ready.
The way she can read the game is just awesome.
So I have a question for you. You were a center back, correct?
I was about to say, yeah.
And I very much
this is my forte.
Yes, I very much enjoyed talking to Hannah Anderson in our interview because of that position. I think it's such a unique position in soccer.
Yeah.
It's similar to keeper, honestly. Like you just have to be so on and off and on and off. Talk about those moments exactly like that, because I'm sure you've been in them where you've stopped them or the same things happen to you. Like, what is going through y'all's mind? Because she talked about how she's just like, I don't know, I just enjoy it, right? She's kind of you kind of have to, I guess. At that position. But like in your experience, kind of what's going through your mind in those moments?
So as a center back, you essentially are controlling everybody in front of you. You're controlling your other defenders and dictating where they're supposed to be and who they're supposed to be marking. So in this instance, she's probably telling her other defenders at that time, drop, hold, don't step. Even watching this back, she's probably telling Cassie, hold. Like, I got her. And miscommunication wise, that's what it looks like. Like, and those moments are hard because it's just it's just one of those things. It's up in the air. So, but I mean, like I said, as a center back, you were literally like, you have to know not only your position and know what you're doing, but you have to know what your other center back is doing, your left back, your right back, your defensive mid, your other midfielders. So whenever you're getting back on defense, you're telling this person to go here, this person to go there, this person to drop, this person, hey, this person's on your right, this person's on your left. It literally is like,
what the heck?
All under like the most pressure of
and worry, not only that, but worrying about what you yourself have to do as well.
Oh yeah.
So
oh, by the way,
like, oh wait, I have to mark this person, or I need to it's
I forgot.
So much going on. And
myself.
And it like honestly directly correlates to coaching. Like that's exactly why like I know where people are supposed to be at exact moments, exact time. I can analyze a game because as a center back, you're analyzing it the entire time.
Yeah.
It's, it's a hard position.
Translates to what you do both as a coach and a broadcaster now.
That is so cool.
That's what makes Hannah like just so great. Like she is an amazing captain. I think she's probably one of the best captains to come through Texas Tech. Like she's just one of the nicest people I've ever met too. Like it's just the whole package.
Yeah.
I'm astounded by her leadership and her maturity every single time she interacts with anybody.
Yes. And I think she's a super genius too. I think she was like
of course she is.
12 like
number
one smartest person in the Big 12 or NCAA.
She was going to like numbers that a thing. The smartest human to ever walk the earth.
She's the smartest person alive in the Big 12.
Oh my God.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, and that it takes so much because like the academic smarts and just how to study your teammates and how to learn how they operate and where their strengths and weaknesses are. I think it's so cool to hear from you of like what is going on inside your head. Like it's that meme and you'll have so much to think about. And I love the partnership between Hannah and Madison that we're seeing. And I know that has to be really important for you. And I know, Shelby, we got this next clip of Madison White doing Madison White things.
You got to play with a really good keeper in your day.
But you got
Vic,
what is that like? What was that dynamic for you? And tell us everything.
I mean, whenever you're a center back, you love your keeper. Like Victoria Essen was my keeper. Like anytime we scored a goal, everybody ran to the person who scored the goal. I ran back to Victoria because the goalie doesn't get any love. I ran back to Victoria, and me and Victoria always give each other a big hug. Like
besties.
I love that girl, and obviously since we've graduated, like she's out of the country and all that, and so we're still somewhat in touch. But I mean, like that bond you have with them on the field is just nothing. Like it's like nothing else. Like yeah. So I can only imagine what Hannah and Madison have. Like you can get so mad at each other in the game and act like nothing happened afterwards. But like you just, it's just one of those. It's like
you got to be honest and like you got to hey, that was wrong. Do this. You got to do that.
But it's just you work hand in hand. It's just I love it.
I do
Speaking of Madison White, I don't know if you've seen these yet, or we showed you, I guess, beforehand, but you said you didn't get to watch live. But these are just Madison White being Madison White. For anyone that maybe missed the game, she is on one right now.
As usual.
Every game, she is making another save that is better than the last. And she made 2 of these. This is a replay, so for context for those watching, these were back-to-back saves in the sense that the first one happened,
not
corner
the same
happens.
Clip.
It's not like they clipped these 2 together from like 20 minutes away from each other. Then the second shot is off the corner from this original save.
Oh my gosh.
And the 2 best players, or 2 of the 5 best players in the country.
Yep.
Trinity Byers in the first
drilling a soccer ball right at her.
With
just the
3 players on her, and it's just
Missimo, who fires a
oh my I just don't understand how she stretches like that. It's just
right. We just watched this clip, and we're both like, "What?
Go Gadget!"
Like from her foot to the top of her fingertips. I'm pretty sure her wingspan and all that is to the top of the goal. Like it's unreal.
I legit want to know what her wingspan is.
My gosh.
Oh my gosh. She's got bunnies, y'all. Like she like jump to.
She's a collegiate high jumper that just chose not to be a collegiate high jumper. She told us that in her interview. She could have high jumped.
No way.
Yeah, she had the opportunity to walk on at Texas Tech.
Casually,
Kitley was gonna let her do it, and Tom was like, I think she finally had to like pick between, because you know the story of her, how she was supposed to redshirt and all that, and then she had to play. Yeah. So like her career started a little sooner than they thought. So that spring she was busier with soccer than planned. So she ended up not doing it. But she was gonna high jump. I think she's like a state champion, a Texas state champion or something. Well,
I watched Kylie's interview right before this, and casual state championships left and right. I won state. I'm like that's not easy.
And like the 300 hurdles.
Like that's on my bucket list, and I don't think I'm ever gonna get it.
You will with your girls, dude. You know you're gonna get it. You know, with Cooper State champs.
Yeah. For those listening that didn't watch the Kylie interview, Kylie Barr is a state champion in the 300 hurdles in Colorado. I think it's
unreal.
Like a 3-time state champion.
She goes, "Yeah, I won state." I'm like,
casual.
That's it.
Casual.
Like,
absurd.
Yeah, I won state.
Unreal. Yeah, I mean, we could.
That's what I sound like. Yeah, I went to Chipotle.
That's literally what she sounds like in the interview. She's like,
"Yeah, I paid my bill on time. Like, my credit score is really high. Like, that's the shit I'm talking about. All right.
Yeah,
that's Kylie Barr.
I love it. Yeah,
Kylie though just cracks me up. Speaking about Kylie, you can talk about her as she's an outside back, but because she's like that, and then on the field, she's so intense. Like that girl will run you the fuck over. You put her away, you're done. Like it cracks me up. She runs you over around. She's so fast, so powerful.
Her whole demeanor just changes.
She'll run over someone, and it's like it didn't even happen. It doesn't affect her at all.
She goes into God mode. She goes into God mode.
I love watching Kylie Barr play soccer.
Wow. All right. Well, let's keep on track. I guess if we have to, but we are getting close to Friday. We play Florida Gulf Coast University. For those who don't know, FGCU. Anyway, that's our first round matchup. And so, Bridget, tell us what you're looking forward to. Tell us everything that you are going to say again.
Florida Gulf Coast
yeah. What's the climate like? But we would love to hear from you what you're looking forward to seeing.
I'm ready to see Walker just absolutely filled with fans.
Turn it up.
Yes, like I'm excited for what the environment's going to be like. I'm excited to see how the girls are going to be, because I know after that loss that we don't speak of.
Correct.
Right now, they're just chewing at the bits. They are ready to get on that field and make a statement in this tournament. Like, obviously you take it one game at a time, but I mean, I'm afraid for Florida because
I'm sorry.
These girls are about to come out like
Did
y'all see the post game press conference? There's a point. I forgot to send it to you, Sibby. That there's a point in that interview where someone asks Ashley and Madison a question, and they turn and look at each other, and they share a look, and Madison says something like, "Yeah, we have unfinished business," and the look that they shared in that moment was so intense. I almost sent it to Sibby and was like,
I need to see that clip.
We're winning the natty.
Yeah, I would like to see that
like
too.
They were so intense.
Too.
I'll find out.
Well, obviously it's been talked about. Like,
for sure.
The stakes are way too high. Like, we've done so much this year and we're not done yet. Like, I can't even imagine the locker room when like they're getting ready for practice leading up to this week, like the locker room to get out to the field. I'm getting chills thinking about it because it's gonna
because you know,
be
like
like
you know,
like that.
What is that
feeling's just,
battle like playing in the NCAA tournament? Did you ever get to play at home or no?
Yeah.
You did? Okay, yeah.
That year in 2014, we had 2 home games. So
yes, yeah, because y'all are high seed. So yeah, like what is that going out in that first game where like everyone's expecting you to do what you just said to this Florida team, and you're doing it, and maybe in front of 3,000 fans. Let's hope. Let's put it out there. And you're like, everyone's expecting us to come out here and do this, and all we want to do is win. But like, how do you manage those emotions?
It's tough, but like once you get to this point of the season, you've played so many big games at home that you're kind of just used to it. The hardest part about these games, though, is like if you make a mistake, there's so many people in the crowd now at Walker when they come to you. Like you can hear it.
Okay, everybody, shut up. This is an announcement. Everybody, shut up if there's a mistake made. It's what
everybody
I'm hearing.
Cheer. It's okay, Raider.
No, honestly, but I mean, it's the emotions, like the adrenaline, just is running high. And so like the crowd, you phase it out. It's like when you're standing at half field with your hand over your chest at the very beginning of the game, before everything starts, you're just thinking, here we go, it's time. And then as soon as that first ball is played, it's like you're not even in front of all these people. It's crazy.
You're just playing.
It is. It really is.
You're just playing soccer.
Oh,
exactly.
How hype.
It's crazy. It's the best feeling ever. And like the fact that there's so many people lined up all around this field, like it's unlike anything else. So I'm glad that they're getting to experience this. Like it's a great feeling.
Cool.
I love that. For a little background on Florida Gulf Coast for people that are listening, I have not watched them play outside of randomly. I did watch the highlights of their conference championship game before I even knew we were playing them, because if you haven't seen them, go watch it. It was like one of the wildest comebacks in college soccer history this past weekend.
Wow.
So they are going to come in, like, if we do get up big, it's not going to bother them, put them that way. Maybe on the road against us, maybe a little more, but they were down 3-0 in the second half with about 25 minutes to go.
What?
And their leading goal scorer, her name is Erica Zupe. It's a name, guys. I'm gonna go with that. Has 10 goals on the year. She scored 3. She had a hat trick in this game to tie the game. And then they played overtime. No one scored. They went to PKs and they won in PKs 3-2. So this team's coming in mentally. They're feeling themselves a little bit. That's the only thing that I would say about them is like
they saved all their goals and energy for.
They sure did.
They're not going to be afraid of the moment for sure.
Sure did.
That would be the only thing I'm sure Tom's hitting that over the head with them.
Yeah.
He's obviously knows what's up. So
if
we get up 5-0, I don't care. This team's going to be plugging away. But obviously we have Madison White in goal as well, and the other team probably did not have someone of that caliber. So that helps. But that is all I really have on them is that girl has 10 goals. They have pretty spread out. After that, they have a girl with 8 goals, 6 goals for.
Yeah.
Same girl that has the goals, has the assists. She has 8 assists. She seems like she's like their player. So
I'm curious to see how they come out though, because teams that are competing against a higher level team like Tech, they more than likely will try to play for a tie to get to that PK, match. And so like I'm curious to see if they just stack defensively against Tech and try to shut them down that way, or are they going to just, we're in the NCAA tournament, we're going to do what we can do and try to score, or I'm really curious to see, because
interesting
teams like that, they're gonna try, like it's like a March Madness type thing, like an underdog story. Like they do what they can to stay in the tournament. So
make it a slog,
right?
It's kind of like what we saw with
the
Cincinnati.
Drama. I love it.
If people were at the game, Cincinnati and Lubbock, that's what they did. They didn't do that so much in the tournament as much. They played a little more direct, but in Lubbock, if you watch that game, that's a good point. That could be similar to the game that we get against Florida.
Right.
Cincinnati
like
packs it in.
Game from them,
until we score, and then once we score, then they have to play soccer.
Exactly,
as I call it, because I was like, this is not soccer. Then they have to play soccer, and we score more. But I get it from a strategy standpoint. You got to do what you got to do.
Exactly,
but it's not soccer.
No,
that's right.
No, you can't get me started on that because I'll get it. I know.
Yeah, for real. And so when we look at in our area of the bracket, should we advance forward? We got powerhouse names, y'all. That we'll have to get through. We got North Carolina, an absolute legendary powerhouse y'all know the drill. We got Alabama, Princeton, Michigan, some familiar faces. We play the winner of
No love for Western Carolina.
Western Carolina. Sorry,
Skip right on out for that. I have a lot of friends that went to school there, so
I don't care.
Shout out my friends.
I do
and
care,
Towson.
but there's only one
right here.
There's only one team I care about here. But Bridget, what are you looking forward to anything that's nearby potentially in our future with these teams in that area of the bracket?
No, yeah. If it gets to that point,
Sure. Yeah.
Lots of work to do.
It's a lot of work to do, yes, but Alabama, UNC are both extremely, extremely talented teams. Like I was saying earlier, like I wouldn't be surprised if Alabama upsets UNC potentially, because Alabama's last year's team was very talented. UNC, we were talking about earlier, hasn't been the normal UNC. And so that may change now that they're in the NCAA tournament. Like, hey, let's turn it on. Let's get back to the national championship. But I don't know. Like, I have a weird feeling that it's not going to be UNC that they see.
A lot of people.
That's so interesting.
A lot of people are picking Alabama to upset them in the second game. I've seen that from quite a few. And I've watched. We were talking before we started recording. I've watched UNC. If you're listening to this and still don't realize, I live in North Carolina. I feel like I have to say that every episode when I'm
makes sense.
Yeah, okay. Like this. But I've watched them play in person. Okay, I know I live in North Carolina, and so I'm like 20-30 minutes from their stadium. But I've watched them play when they're at NC State. That's really close to me too. And I was saying they remind me of BYU, where they get in their heads. If they come out playing well, they'll dominate. But if they don't, they just don't. It's just weird. Like they have the talent. It's just a weird team to watch. And they like start bickering on the field. Like it's the vibes aren't great from the games I saw in person. But you make a good point. Once they get here, maybe it's like, hey, we're here.
Yeah.
Now we can forget all that and turn it on. But
we'll see. Because after that game, it's crunch time. It's
big business. Big business, but like one game at a time. Really looking forward to it, and I think this segues perfectly into maybe like one of our last questions that we have for you, Bridget, before we let you go. When I know the question in here talks about something further down the road, but y'all that you're listening, all three of us are going to be at the game on Friday. And I think that's a really important thing because again, Shelby is in North Carolina, y'all.
Changing my name.
But Bridget, tell us like what is the best tailgate snack or what has to be at a tailgate for you to feel hype and get ready for this game that we all have to come and show up for and win alongside with the gals. Tell us what it is, Bridget.
Okay. There's a couple options: hot dog, hamburger,
but
sausage wrap.
You can do that.
I feel like that's a big Lubbock, Texas thing. Sausage wrap at tailgates.
Okay.
Yes, they get tortillas, wrap it in.
Yeah, you think that's exclusive to Lubbock?
I don't think it is, but I don't really go to a lot of tailgates outside of
right. Yeah, I was like, wow,
it's like the Chilton. It's only in Lubbock, so
that's a big that's a big rodeo thing. I've never heard of that. I grew up doing rodeo, and any rodeo you go to, sausage wraps and tortillas with cheese are at the concession stand. They are hype. If you never had them,
they're pretty good. They're pretty freaking good, man. So good. Low maintenance to cook, or if you just want to go normal hot dog, man.
Hot dog and a tortilla. Let's go.
No. That's a Lubbock thing. That was a tortilla, right? Like
it truly is.
Are we sneaking in tortillas to throw at the end of the game?
I think. Oh
no.
Or are we saving that for later when we all collectively travel to Provo? Sneak them into Provo.
Oh, maybe. Amazing. So
no, we would never do that.
That's out of our.
I would.
That's not us. That's not us. All right, Bridget.
Who are these grandmas throwing tortillas on the field?
I don't.
I did get a little tea on that. Did y'all see the tortillas at the celebration in Iowa?
Yeah.
The players throwing tortillas at the Big 12. The parents snuck those in.
Proud of you.
Madison White's mom, I believe, is who I was told snuck those in under her shirt.
That's so cute.
Why are you giving her up, dude? What?
I don't think that's illegal. That's a great
They're gonna
thing.
get
That's
her
something.
mom picture from
That's
Facebook,
something
like, hey,
she
this
should
lady's
wear as a
first.
badge of honor. Everyone should know that she thought to do that because it was one of the
Event
worst
offs right
videos
now.
of the year.
Madison White's mom, check her purse. Check
I
her
legit
shoes.
want to shake her hand for it. If you're listening,
she
I
does
love
not
you.
get TSA pre-check, that's for sure. Well, Bridget, we talked about this earlier, but I really appreciate you taking some time and talking with us. And I know that we could continue to talk. I think we joked about it too before we even went live about how this could be dangerous if we all three keep talking. So out of the interest of your time, our time, do you have any like last words, anything that you want to share with our audience and our listeners?
Go to the soccer game Friday. Cheer those girls on. Come to the tailgate.
Come to the tailgate. Let's go.
Let's
Yeah, seeing
go.
Scarlet
Let's
tailgate.
go.
I don't know
Get
what
your
time is the
guns out. Let's
tailgate gonna
go.
be. What time are we starting the tailgate?
I don't know.
5?
Go, sure. Wait, 5? The game's at 6?
I don't know what time we're starting the tailgate.
Oh,
we'll
girl.
post about it.
Yeah, I'm thinking like at least 3 or 4 hours before the game, right?
Okay. I might not be. I'll show up when I show up, but y'all do
All right,
that.
fine. Yeah.
I'll take
Bring
your
the
anyway.
money,
sausage
fine.
wraps.
All right, Bridget, I'll hit you up.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much for being here. And again, y'all, if Bridget, I don't know if you want followers, but you're a fun follow on Twitter
Sure.
or whatever it is.
Follow.
So make sure y'all stay in touch. But yeah, thank you again, Bridget, for coming and talking to us.
y'all.
And
I
we're so proud of
appreciate
you. We're so proud of you. Like truly, you're
I know
so
I got
awesome.
sentimental, man, but it's such
I
a special
know,
time
I
in their
love it.
lives. Like, it's from the old lady view to looking back down at that. Like,
I bet.
I
Yeah.
hope they enjoy it, man.
Right.
Soak
Enjoy
it
the
in,
ride.
get it done.
Squeeze
Exactly.
the orange.
Squeeze the
Yeah.
orange.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Maybe
That's
we'll
a
do
good
a
one.
live show next week when we're all celebrating the win on Tuesday. We'll find you in Lubbock.
That's perfect.
We'll run it back for round 2.
Let's go. Let's do it. Thank y'all. I appreciate it.
No
Yeah,
problem. All
thank
right,
you.
I'm
take
sure
care.
I'll tweet at y'all at some point tonight. So.
Oh yeah, do it. Yeah. Tell us what time you go to bed in like 5 minutes, okay?
Yeah, we'll still be going for another hour. So.
Y'all got this. I'm burning for y'all.
Yes. T's and P's. All right, Bridget, take care.
See ya.
Y'all.
Amazing. Wow, Bridget,
Great. Love you, Bridget.
what a great interview. And we could totally tell too when we were talking to her beforehand. So really, really great to talk to her. So yeah, again, Friday, soccer, really
6
important. Be
o'clock.
there, 6 o'clock.
there.
Buy a ticket. It's I think $9. If you can't afford it, message us and we'll buy you 6,000 tickets. That's on Shelby. But Shelby, do we talk about soccer more? Do we move on to what happened tonight?
We got to, because people are tagging
got
us in
to.
all sorts of stuff.
Oh
we
my
got
gosh.
Saga, our girl Saga, responding to tweets saying it felt like old times. Her and her old pal from Finland,
I know
Alina
the Finland
Enrique.
connection.
Someone just posted some video. Alina was given the game changer. There's a cool necklace. Everyone go check out Lady Raider basketball. They got this spicy looking bling bling necklace they just gave to Alina. She must have been named player of the game by Coach.
What has happened?
So there's all sorts of stuff that's happening. If you missed it, we won like some ungodly number to a smaller number.
95 to 53. 95 to 53.
95 to 53. And we have all the clips and we'll go through the stats, but you can't take like a ton of stuff away from a game like this. But
Take
what
it from
you
me.
can take
Over
away,
my dead body.
Take it. The first half was so fun.
Oh my.
That was the most fun I've had watching Lady Raider basketball in a long time. And I'm talking like last year was hype, like the big moments, but like that was just fun basketball. Like
I was having a great time. Was it the Modelo? Maybe. Did it make it better than it made it better? Like
I don't know.
It was really cool to watch it. Yeah. I was stoked to be there. Shelby, as usual, wish you were there. But what an exciting game. She'll be here Friday. Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, everyone who's listening,
tell people on the internet.
You got to go to both, right? It's possible. So we're gonna try to do it, depending on how soccer goes, as long as it isn't a barn burner and goes long or something. But you should, in theory, be able to catch the soccer game in full.
Yep.
Celebrate a win. We're gonna celebrate a win, and then get over and catch the second half, most of the second half for basketball. So that's our plan, or at least my plan, to do that. Since I'm in town, I'm going to catch all of it. But in this game, Y'all.
Oh my gosh, dude.
We got the highlights. I'm trying to pull up the stats. Twitter is just blowing up right now. So sorry, guys. We're live right now. If you're tweeting us, I can't respond. I will get to you in a minute. I'm trying to find.
Wow, y'all got put in the back burner. It's all about seeing Scarlett right now.
Yeah, come hang on here and ask us questions. We'll answer them live. How about that?
Oh,
jump in the
chat. Boundary setting. Yeah, so Texas Tech outscored. We played Texas Rio Grande Valley. We outscored them 25-6 in the first quarter, 37-9 in the second quarter.
Did you get that stat I sent you? That is the most points tied for the most points we've scored in program history in a quarter. And we've had, just Cheryl Swoops that have played here.
Oh my gosh.
So
it was a fun first half.
That's how fun the first half was. And not that the second half wasn't as fun, but we start playing with we're just trying new things in the second half, right? We're trying new matchups and using it as practice in the second half, as you should do. And everybody kind of played the same amount in the first and the second half, really. It was just the second half, you could tell like she was trying to see, okay, how did these five play together? And how do these five? The first half, Sibby can tell you how
systems go.
Freaking excited I was when I saw that starting five.
Oh my gosh.
I have been manifesting that starting five.
Tell us who the starting five is,
since spring.
Let the people know.
The only addition would have been JoJo if she was healthy, but I was never counting on her like being a starter just because I didn't want to put that on her. And obviously she can't play this year, which is sad. But starters, we had Ashley Chevalier. Go listen to her interview.
Ashley's interview is so good.
We had Bailey Maupin. We had Jasmine Shavers.
Mopping the floor.
And what did we talk about last week that was so important about Kyla Freeland doing her thing? She can play the 4 now, alongside Jordan Merritt at the 5.
She could do anything she wants in this world.
That is such a fun, athletic, lengthy, defensive, swag, just all of it. Everything you want. There was so much swag out there tonight. The swagger was insane. I mean, did you see the Bailey Maupin? She's a sophomore and she has a signature shoulder shrug. I'll show it in a minute. I have the clip.
She did another shoulder shrug?
She did the shoulder shrug that we gift last year. The gift exists because we put it out there.
So
we can make another one. She did another one tonight. And then we'll show the clip, but I'm pretty sure she also does the cold-blooded thing within the group.
Ice in the veins,
celebration.
baby.
You couldn't really see she was
ice in the veins.
So the swagger was off the chain. Jasmine Shavers had a career high, 26 points just quietly. You look up all of a sudden, you're like, Jasmine Shavers has 26 points?
Oh my god!
Her and Bailey were trading off in the first half, and then Jasmine just kept doing it in the second half.
Wow! Yeah.
So tell me what your biggest takeaways were, and then I'll just keep rambling because obviously it's basketball season, and I'm so excited that it's here. As much as I love soccer, I'm excited.
I know. I think I am. There's so much excitement for this team, and we knew what we knew about the exhibition, and we wanted to see Texas Tech show up tonight, and we did, y'all, with this win. And I was asked a question of like, who's a player to look out for? And I started typing names, and then I found myself typing up the entire roster, y'all. People got minutes. People looked good. Jazz Lewis was in the paint and being strong and powerful as she usually is. Kelly Mora got in the game. Hometown hero, girl. Like she was in it.
Those rebounds, those putbacks. She didn't look like a freshman at times out there. We love it from her.
We see Logan Johnson like playing tough, playing hard, and like that's what we talk to her about. And I think that's what's really cool too, is seeing the interviews that we've had with these women, and they are balling out. You talked about Jasmine Shavers with her career high already, and it's the first game of this season, and Bailey Maupin after having a tough first round.
Unconcerned. Bailey Maupin's gonna cook on Tuesday.
Her first points, y'all, was a 3-pointer and 1. She had a 4-point play for her first. Hi, here I am, sophomore Bailey Maupin, turn up, and she finished with 16 points, 6 rebounds. Like what? I'm obsessed.
Speaking of Bailey Maupin,
just looks so good.
I guess Bailey Maupin is specifically. Listen, she's gonna get better as the season goes. 4 assists. For someone who is learning the point guard position. She's not playing point guard the whole time she's out there. Ashley's playing some point guard too. Obviously, that's what she does. But Bailey led us in assists. And I know y'all are probably tired of me being like, Bailey needs to be a point guard. But I see it. And she's got to get the turnovers. There was 6 turnovers. And that's where you can see she's still learning it, right? because she sees those passes that other people don't see.
And
that's why you're going to have turnovers like that from her. Other people aren't going to try that pass. And she was just a little bit too either slow, or that she had some unfortunate calls against her that the refs were like trying to just be nice to the other team at some point, where they were like hacking her and they just weren't calling it. But there are turnovers that she needs to clean up. But once she starts cleaning that up, and she can play, when Ashley's in there, they can move her off ball. And Ashley tried to warn us. She said, we're going to be a fun duo. And they were. They played off each other well. And then when Bailey was out there running the show herself, I was just really impressed. And there's definitely growth there from her. But for this to be the first game we get to see from her, I don't care what happened in that exhibition. We didn't get to see it. Could care less. This is the first game I've seen her play in this new role. And I thought she looked really good. I'm not going to say great, because there's definitely growth that can happen, but she looked really 16, 6 rebounds and 4 assists. I think I when we did like jokingly in the spring, like what are some outrageous predictions for next year before we even see the roster, I'm pretty sure I said Bailey Maupin's going to average 15, 5, and 5. And she averaged like 1 assist a game last year. People were like, why is Bailey going to average 5 assists? I said, if you watch Bailey Maupin play, she's the best passer on the team at times last year, especially feeding the post. And then after we got Jordan Merritt, I was like, she's going to just love passing into Jordan Merritt. I don't even know if any of those assists were to Jordan Merritt. So she's going to get better. And I know people think of Bailey Maupin as a scorer, and she is. You saw that. But the ceiling of this team is so high. If she is able to do what she did tonight and bring those turnovers down, that's where the ceiling of this team really gets high. Because when she can come in there and play some point guard with the needs of this team alongside of Ashley, I saw some promising things. So I was just happy with that we have some highlights we'll show. But and move on to the next player. But that was my takeaway on her, because everyone wants to talk about the scoring, and rightfully so. She's a scorer, but she's turning her little self into a playmaker this year and a distributor, and you love that from her.
It's really good to see, and you're totally right. And we're seeing some returners too, with Kyla Freeland having a really impactful game, 7 points, 6 rebounds. She's looking great. She's so athletic, and you can see that on the. I'm gonna have to change my wording, because I was about to say you can see it on the pitch. So this is the point in the podcast where I'm like,
it's like the match and game issue from volleyball to soccer. Now we've gone pitch to court. It's fine.
Exactly. And then we see like Ashley Chevalier starting and having a great game too. She finished with 6 points, and love seeing her and her Ashley showing up in the way that she does in that hustle defense and that causing disruptions. She was everywhere. And like I think it was when Enrique made that layup right when like 1 second. I don't remember which quarter it was. It may have been at half.
At the end of the first quarter.
Okay. When that happened, that was like the match ignited, and everybody just got so hype. And so from that point forward, like you see Alina stepping up, you see Jordan Merritt having an amazing game. She had 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks, 3 steals. Like, Jordan, what are you doing besides ending everybody?
95 points, and Jordan Merritt only had 6 of them. But she was
showing up everywhere else.
Stupid impactful. But that just shows you that when all these other players are on, like how impactful she is on defense. And we'll get into the clips in a minute. But Jordan, she looked better than I thought she would. You know what I mean? Like, I just didn't know what we were gonna get from her. You know what I mean?
She looked so good.
She looked like sophomore Jordan Merritt at Florida. She had an up and down season last year with injuries. She looked like that Cheryl Miller of the year player.
Back, baby. Let's go.
That's what she looked like. In this game, it's only his first game, not against great competition. We get all this, but like she looked fluid, and she looked. I'm talking like looked like, not necessarily who she was playing. The fluidity of her movements and athleticism.
So good.
Looked cleaner than I saw even when I watched them play last year when we were doing film and stuff on her. So I love that, and it's the first game, and you got to see. But before we get into clips, let's see other people. Everybody had a good game. Riley quietly 10 points, knocking 2 for 2. 100% on threes. Our girl Saga, East Side. It's her first 3 of the year. Let's go! And she just kept getting them up.
2.
I think she got 2 on the night. I think she shot 5. I'm like, just keep shooting, Saga.
Let's go.
She's a shooter. I love that from her.
And then Jada went.
Kyla started the game with quick 4 quick points really got us off to a solid start, and then just quietly kept doing her thing. If there's a rebound in her vicinity, it's going to Kyla Freeland.
Yep.
Case point, period. Done. Over. Only other person that maybe is going to get it is Jordan Merritt. It's one of them. You know what I mean? So Jasmine Lewis came in and had solid minutes when she was in there. She didn't play a lot of minutes, but she had a really nice assist like 5 seconds into the game. If you remember that assist, I think down to Alina. Jordan and Alina had a really nice play. I remember tweeting about it. I don't have that clip, but there was some really nice passing moments between Jordan Merritt and Alina Enrique that I just was not expecting in the first game of the year.
What a pleasant surprise.
Especially for Alina, who's someone I don't think has gotten to practice quite a lot yet. Full go, and she's just kind of getting into it.
Oh, Alina, look,
you get those. She won that game. She won the game changer necklace or whatever they gave out on Twitter. I haven't been able to watch the video.
What the heck is happening?
Rightfully so. So yeah, I think that was well deserved. She really came in and added a spark, and she was running the floor. She's going to be such an X factor for this team.
X factor is right.
You talked about Logan Johnson. She looked like a freshman at times, but she also looked like,
I love it.
Logan Johnson, by the time we get to conference, is going to be an important player on this team.
Yes.
She's going to be a person that comes in, gets stops when we need it, is a bit of an enforcer when we need it. And she had moments tonight. There's a clip of her, I think we'll show it, where she gets a rebound, gets it over to Sagar for her first 3. That came from Logan. So, like, she had her moments. Jada, the only negative there is I don't know what, I'm not going to speculate. She did leave the game with an injury. I hope she's okay, but she had some solid moments there too. Is she, she's doing what she does. She got 2 points. Yeah. Her stroke looked clean from outside. They just kind of rimmed out both of hers. And then Kelly Mora, as you talked about, her she just came in there and was tough. It says she didn't have any rebounds. I don't understand that because I physically remember her ripping one out of somebody's hands. Maybe they call it a jump ball. They probably call it a jump ball. Just a strong one out there. The hometown girl doing what she does in her minutes. And pretty much almost everybody on the team had a positive plus or minus.
I know. You can do that with 95 points.
You're ahead. So it was good stuff. Who do you want? You're looking at the box score too. But I was supposed to say, who do you want to guess had the highest?
Highest what?
Plus or minus.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I don't know how to read that. I don't even know.
Okay, well then guess without looking. That means who?
Shavers?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Merritt?
Yes. And the top 3 are all very close. Who's the third?
Bailey.
Yep.
Oh, let's
Shavers
go.
had 38, Bailey 34, Merritt 32.
Wait, what?
And
I don't even know what I got right.
Plus or minus is kind of like skewed. Like,
what does that mean?
It means like, so when you were on the court, how many points were scored
positive
for you
things
minus
for you
how many? No. That would be awesome. That would be next level analytics. That's a different thing.
I'll work on it in my
those exist, but we don't have access to those.
Okay, so you're talking about how many points?
How many points we scored minus how many points the other team scored.
Cool. Okay, wait. So read the numbers again.
In this game, there's going to be a lot of positives.
Yes,
because we scored so many more.
Can you tell me the things?
38
again?
Shavers, 34 Moppin, 32 Merritt. And a lot of people are in the 20s as well. So it's not surprising because we were ahead.
That's a cool, we were ahead
cool
trio.
Game, but, it's just something to look at. Some coaches like that. Some coaches are like, it doesn't matter. But Alina Enrique had a plus 26 in only 14 minutes. So when she goes and wins that game changer, that's why.
Girl.
She had a plus 26 plus or minus in only 14 minutes of action.
Where that chain domination?
That's definitely the biggest variation there. So I love that award. That chain is cool, and it goes along with the swagger. I think that was my biggest takeaway from this game is this team has swagger, and I love when a team plays with swagger, especially a young team.
Yes.
When this team goes out there and plays fun and free, they're going to take their lumps this year at times, but when they're playing having
we
fun,
love them through it.
They're going to be a fun team to watch.
They already are. I'm so excited.
God, that
and
was such fun basketball.
It was so much fun. Y'all make sure you go.
Friday night, 7:00. You can go to soccer. If you're a
talked
basketball
about
fan, go to basketball. We're not going to force you to go to either or, but we're going to be at both.
If you have blood in your body, you should go to the game. Is what I always say. That's what I say. Let's get into these clips, Shelby. I want to not sleep tonight. So where do you want to start? Do you want to start?
We'll just go in order. This one was a lot of these are from the first half because
okay, cool.
We were getting ready to start this in the second half, so I didn't get to do a lot of clips. But this one is from
Merritt.
a lot of these are from the same stretch because you made a good point that I didn't think about as you were speaking, but
I did.
You did.
I love this.
That play at the end of the first quarter really
yes,
ignited
yes.
that 37-point second quarter. And there was a stretch of about 2 minutes where about 3 of these clips come from. I didn't even realize it until I went back to clip them, but they were like back to back to back to back plays, and they're all ridiculous clips.
I can't wait.
So we'll show them, but it's all started with this clip from this one. Just made me laugh.
My gosh!
Is the Merritt block? And I don't know if it's the stare down yet, or is this the...
Oh, I hope so. I think it was pretty early on.
20 rejections last season for Florida.
Yeah,
that
the
was
stare
clean. And it went
when
off
Jordan Merritt
UPRGV.
blocked this girl's shot, and then
she stared into her soul.
That's the tweet I think we put out. Jordan Merritt just stared into this girl's soul. I was like, oh, we got someone like that on this team this year. You need that. That was like Bree last year.
Jordan.
That was Bryn last year.
Yeah.
We got her on this team. We have others too, but I was like, let's go, Jordan Merritt, when she did that. So, and then this leads into that play you talked about, Bailey's first points is right after this. And you'll see Bailey running the baseline. She does this really well.
So the Vaqueros
She comes off a couple of
They have
screens.
not scored in over 2.5 minutes now.
There she is.
Little elevator screen.
Lets it fly for 3. Count it, and she'll go to the line.
She holds it.
I don't really know that it was a foul, but I don't give it. She still made it, and gets to go to the line. And of course, Bailey Maupin drills it. You're gonna get to see the full replay of this whole moment, I believe.
Bailey Maupin 6 for 6 tonight at the free throw line. So seeing that beautiful shot that
great pass, Riley.
We talk about. Great pass, Riley is correct. And then she held up the 3.
Yes. Drew the foul. And she was Bailey. I don't give a shit what happened in that exhibition. I didn't see it, but that's the Bailey Maupin I remember from last year. She's here. She's here. She came. She's here. Unconcerned. So that one, and then the next one is someone requested this on Twitter. I asked what clips they wanted. It's also Bailey Maupin, just showing how athletic she is. She blocks a 3-pointer. Which doesn't happen quite a lot from a guard. Bailey's like, let me just show you how I can.
And
jump.
it's not like a fingertip.
No, it doesn't even get.
Completely disrupts
it. Dorsey gets rejected. Here comes Ronnie McKinney.
And then this happened right after. We don't get a goal out of that, but that's the first time you get to see Alina's ability to run the way, which we're gonna get to see in the next clip in a minute, which is one of the best. The next clip is probably my favorite clip from the game, but this was requested. Bailey Maupin is an athlete. If you're unaware, I don't know how many times I will say that this season. She is a freaking athlete, and a lot of them all on this team. So appreciate it. This is why the game is fun, because she can do stuff like that.
And I love seeing the bench
go crazy. Kyla's freaking out. She's like, that's what I do. That's my thing.
I love it. She's like, okay, I guess you share the wealth. But to be able to see that and sit behind them and that energy, like shout out to the bench. They were always ready to hype them up. Like, look at Kyla.
Oh, the vibe. I can't even imagine in the stadium. On TV. Stuff. It's easy to have fun, I suppose, when you're just wrecking shop like that. But I hope that carries over into games where it is going to be closer this year, and just like to remember to have fun the way they were.
Dang.
But this next clip is
speaking of wrecking shop,
this next clip for a first game of the season,
dude,
is just such beautiful basketball.
Good. Poetry in motion,
on
y'all.
Both ends. I'm like, this is what we've been talking about, that this is a fun team to watch play, because they're going to play defense. They're long, and they're going to run the floor. And this also has Bailey getting to show her distribution skills a little bit in it too. So here we go. Here you see Jordan Merritt says, nah, ma'am. Look at this pass from Jordan Merritt.
It's like
to Bailey. Underhanded to Alina Arike running the floor. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy this whole thing, y'all. It's gonna replay. Alina was great tonight.
Oh, she was fantastic.
Her ability to run the floor is what we missed last year at that position. You also have Jordan. They're out there at the same time. You have Kyla that can do it. Our height, we'll see what happens when we get to conference and there's teams that are that, but I think we can run those bigs off the floor like we talked about.
Jordan,
oh my
gosh.
Just a great finish in traffic.
The block,
the pass, the block and the pass from That's why when we say Jordan Merritt's not a 5, a lot of people are like, Jordan Merritt is a 5. Like, Jordan Merritt's not a 5. She's a guard that can play the 5. And you see that on this pass.
You know what's great too is like Bailey had to be looking for that, and you can see it too with Jordan Merritt. She has the block, and Bailey already takes off. She's like, I know Jordan can get it to me. She's there, and she has her next move in mind because I don't even think she takes her free step to pass that ball to Alina Rike,
and that is talent. I mean, I'm not at practice, but just from basketball, teams will have, especially a team that is saying they're going to be a team that runs. When you're in practice, you'll literally run press picks. And so if she's the point guard, she knows this is me. She knows Alina's going to be there because that's Alina's run.
Dribble.
They do that in practice over and over and over again. And sometimes they're not going to be there. And if Alina wasn't there, that meant that you can see whoever's sneaking up on the backside. Is that Riley? Yeah, that's Riley. So if Alina's not here, she's going to pass it backside to Jada or Riley right here for a wide open 3.
Wow,
like that's the fast break. So they run that in practice over and over and over again. And that's why it works. But it's impressive that it worked in the first game.
It's so good. It's so good.
I love new pieces. So, and again, opponents, I get it. Like, I'm not trying to overblow it, but you didn't see that stuff last year,
right? Yeah,
at all. That just was not how we played. And so it's fun. It's a fun brand. And if you're not, I was a little bit disappointed in the crowd tonight. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know where you people were. I think maybe they can wake some people up and they'll start showing up. Students, I don't know. If I was a student, that would have been so much fun. Like, wake up, get to this game, watch them. They have a fun non-con schedule. So that was that. That was my favorite play of the game. We have a few more couple more clips, but
we do. And I mean, we'll continue talking about it. But Bailey Maupin here with her.
Yeah, sorry. A little mean for this to be the Bailey Maupin show, but everybody kept requesting the same clips because this is her shoulder shimmy clip. That's all it is.
But there's experience last year.
It was a great move as well, and one.
How about the move from Maupin again? And it's a 9-0 run for the Lady Raiders.
The Bailey. And then she does the. I'm giving it to her that she does
ice in the veins.
It looks like she does in the. You see
shoulder shrug
after
getting
to Jordan.
I remember this. This was so good.
Watch right here.
Oh, I saw it.
Watch it right here. She points
15 points already in the ball.
And of course, she sings her free throw. I remember that, and I got up.
Really good.
You never have to worry about what I'm thinking when I'm. Oh my god! But this whole, what do you call that move? Like around the world? What is that?
It's like a Euro step.
That's right.
Yeah.
And for her to lay it up and make this free throw, the swag is there, Shelby. You love it. It's here. It's Bailey Maupin.
Confidence. That's what swag is. Just a
it's
fun
so
way to
many
say
players.
And confidence is the mental game. And when you're playing confident, you're good. We're the skill is not the problem on this team. It's the youth and confidence. So that was fun. Period. And then the last one is, we talked about this play earlier. We had to give our girl Saga a shout out, but also Logan, friend of the podcast.
Logan.
Great defensive play still.
And they turn it right back over.
Gets it over to Saga.
For UTRGV.
Bucket.
How about that? Almost.
East side.
I forgot about that. Yeah, we gotta learn that. Logan having that powerful steal, dribbling it back, crossing over at the half court, and the perfect assist to Saga. And you know what? I just saw this on Twitter. Saga reposted that highlight and said, "Hey, thanks, Logan." It was very fun. So another reason to love this team. But I mean, what a perfect display. And what I love so much, what I loved so much about this game is, yes, we can worry about height and all of whatever when it comes to conference play. But what I saw tonight is foundational, really positive things. The passing looked good. I know we got, a little behind it a little bit in the second half, but the foundation is there, the talent is there, and it's really exciting to see it coming together. And I'm no notes, big fan. Do it again.
What are we
please,
gonna say?
Forever.
They're gonna they seem, you just got to be happy with it, right? There's plenty to work on still. My biggest takeaway as far as work on is we again had 20 turnovers. Again, I say that because I think we had that many in the exhibition. It's not egregious for a young team, but against the competition level, you want that to be lower, right?
Right.
But that just comes back to we are going to have more turnovers than the average team because we're playing fast. And so I can live with that when you're forcing.
Right. That's fair. Yeah.
When you're forcing, we forced them 24 turnovers and scored something stupid like 50 something points off of turnovers. Please hold. 45 point. We forced 24 turnovers and scored 45 points. 45 of our 95 points came off of turnovers.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm. 20 of our points were fast break points.
Okay, so
46 were points in the paint. I didn't even look at how we shoot from three. A casual 45.5% from three on the night.
I did notice that one. I was like,
Jasmine Shavers was 4 for 5. Riley McKinney was 2 for 2, so they did that. Bailey Maupin 2 for 4.
Saga
and
2
then
for
Saga
5.
2 for 5. So
Huh.
we started the year off last year shooting really well from three, and then that kind of teetered off at the end of the year as we got tired. But I think maybe the depth of this team will help them keep that going. But that's obviously an important part of what they do. So proud of them. I was excited. I'm glad they had fun. As cheesy as that sounds, like we said before the game, I was like, I just want them to have fun. Like I want them to dominate and have fun.
Yes, exactly. And I think we saw that, and the energy was right, and all players getting minutes and having a positive impact in some way. It was great to see, and make sure y'all are there. Yeah, this Friday, 7 p.m. at the USA, we take on Tarleton. Y'all know the game. Y'all know what we do. So I can't wait. And that's it. That's what I got. That's what I got.
And that's really all we have for the show today.
Yeah.
We have volleyball
Virginia
plays against West Virginia on Thursday. I believe it's in the afternoon. Look that up. But Thursday night. It's Thursday night game. Yeah. And then Friday is an afternoon game because they play before basketball. So if you're in town, I don't think I'll quite be in town yet, or I would swing over to volleyball.
Shelby weekend. It's going to be
and then
nuts.
Naturally, volleyball's out of town the week I'm here after that, which is frustrating. But get out there, support them. We said the same thing every week, but they're fighting. There's talent on this team. You just got to stick with them. If you haven't paid attention to Big 12 volleyball this year, it's historically good. Like I think it might be the best conference in volleyball. There's 8 of the teams ranked in the top 25 or something.
It's
stupid.
Brutal.
There's been even higher than that at times. So they're just playing good teams every week. But if we can just get off the schneid here against West Virginia, that'd be fun for the gals. So get out there and support them. Volleyball's fun. Like I'm quite enjoying. I've watched more volleyball this year than I have, and it's a fun sport. It's a fast growing sport. And we had some team, and they shout out seniors. They honored our seniors at the last game. Was that Saturday?
Yeah,
that was cool. And Caitlin Dugan showed out on Senior Day, which you appreciate for her.
Yeah, what she does, and they were at the women's basketball game too. So that was pretty cool to see.
Of course they were.
As usual, them hyping up each other, and I love to see it. So shout out volleyball as usual.
Much love, much love.
Love you, girlies.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Love you, girlies. But yeah, and then football has. Who? What?
Kansas on the road after they beat up on TCU last Thursday. Shout out them. That was good. Got it done. Baron Morton starting to look like a quarterback out there. It's amazing what happens when you have a healthy quarterback playing.
Taj Brooks.
Playing
so
there.
Good.
Taj Brooks has 1,000 yards on the season.
Unreal.
Just actually absolutely dominating out there. I just love it for them. I'm happy for them. It's a tough place to go up there and play. And the Kansas football used to be a joke. They are a top 25 team now. Jason Bean is a speedster at quarterback. I think Joey McGuire said we only have 2 or 3 guys that are possibly as fast as he is. So,
yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah. Bless you, Erica, and all of you high riders for everything you're gonna do on Friday, because we're gonna speak it into existence that you're gonna have to ring the bells 3 separate times. I don't know if y'all just
triceps on fire.
Time, but work those triceps. Eat some
fire.
Wheaties. I don't know what y'all eat, but big stuff. It's really.
I don't know what y'all eat. They're not like a reptile.
What? to prepare for that job. Like it's like you got to be able to go upstairs and then you got to be strong. Like it's like it's a weird athletic thing. I'm trying to figure out what they are.
It's very funny.
Like a decathlete or something. So
Yeah.
so shout out High Riders, keep doing what you do. Someone was messaging me about y'all earlier, so I might be in touch with y'all. I don't know what they were saying. It was something positive. I need to give it to you, Erica. Shout out the boots. They look great at the game. What else we got?
How are you gonna cliffhang everybody on that?
Someone said I have an idea for the High Riders, and I haven't been able to get back with them yet. So someone has an idea for you, Erica.
Is the idea like $5 million?
Yeah, I hope it involves money for y'all because y'all deserve it.
Let's
Let's see what else. That's all I got. Let's just finish this so we can all sleep. And so we're gonna be in town. I mean, I'm gonna be in town. Sibby's always there. Come hang out at the that's a fun note. Come hang out at the Seeing Scarlet tailgate before the soccer game.
What?
Future Lady Raiders speak it into existence. Aaliyah Chavez, number one player in the class of 2025, scored 42 in her debut game of the season in Lubbock there for Lubbock Monterey. Come join the fun. You saw that fun tonight, Aaliyah. I mean, you want to run and gun in that? You want to run and gun with that? And this sophomore class will still be there? Oh, bet. Come join the fun, Aaliyah. Let's go.
Wow. What a salesperson here. We got with Shelby. But yeah, lots of sports, lots of fun sports. Shelby's going to be in town, y'all. So Lubbock is going to be on
I'll be
fire.
bopping around. Hopefully, I will be there all week because that means I will be there all week because soccer is going to win, and I'm just going to stay. I hope I don't get to come back to North Carolina until about after Thanksgiving because that means we've gone Lubbock for 3 games, and then Shelby's just bopping over to Provo, Utah. I'm already there, so we're there, and then I'm coming back. So I'm hoping I'm not back here in North Carolina for a good bit.
All right. Well, yeah,
that's the plan. So yeah, Lubbock, get your little butt to John Walker on Friday night at 6 p.m. Watch soccer. We're going to get 3K people there, win the game. Then we're all going to migrate over to the USA and watch the end of the basketball game. Unless you so choose to watch basketball in full. That's your choice. I love basketball. I get it. So do what you want to do. We're going to go to both. We'll see y'all there. Football Saturday. Well, I'm sure there'll be a watch party going on in Lubbock somehow. Basketball. Men's basketball starts tomorrow night. We'll tweet about it. I think they play Sunday as well. They play next Thursday. The women play Friday and then next Tuesday. Oh, my God. Look at the calendar. That's all I got for you. I can't breathe.
Don't sleep until July.
Thanks, Bridget. This episode was chaotic as always, but you brought some fire to the beginning of it. If you're just joining, go back and watch the full episode because Bridget was great.
Do it.
As we expected.
She's great. Awesome. Well, thank y'all, Red Raiders. Thank y'all in the chat, Erica, as usual. The gaming altar. Thanks for letting us know. Matt, Ryan. Thank y'all for hanging out. And until next time, we wreck 'em forever.
Wreck 'em.